now we're live. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, you can see the mess over here. Oh, well. I had to turn the camera a different direction. Who gives a crap? Let's see. All right. Hey, welcome to what's this? Coffee and Bullshit number 46. Do you even know? No. So here's my special guest, Chuck Norris. That's right. I promised you Chuck Norris, and you got Chuck Norris. Just a little bit, like I said in the let's see, any comments? We have, sometimes we don't get a lot of people watching in the beginning, but then we do. So, Michael, hey, what's up, brother? All right. So, got, sometimes this thing lies too.
Cool.
Fuck Chuck Norris. Fucking Chuck.
Wait, let me go ahead and just mention.
You know that person?
Yeah, I actually do know him.
Okay, see? Yeah, so, as you know, some of you guys might know him. You might have seen him on your route and around town. You did Batavia for a while, right?
Well, actually, I was a supervisor out of Batavia, and I only did the route a few times.
Oh, did you?
To go out there and help out, but that's when we fell short because we were pretty much short in the government of people, and with all the COVID stuff going on, a lot of people called off.
Yeah, but I still remember you even before COVID. I saw you delivering mail.
Yeah, that was back in Aurora ages.
Ages?
Yeah, it was back 7-8 years ago.
Oh, okay. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Just now leaving the government after about a couple weeks here. Had issues with a lot of things in life. I just wanted to go out and do something better with myself. College educated, got a master's degree out of Aurora University. Stayed here, went to Wabansie with you.
Yeah.
We fought that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Spent approximately 10 years in the United States Marine Corps during Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom. Did things like the infantry, was a recruiter, was an instructor in the School of Infantry. So I had opportunities to go all around. Got to travel around the world, Korea, Australia, Japan. Got to learn a lot about that kind of stuff, history and culture and stuff like that.
So when you were a DI, right? That's what they call it in the Marines, right? Yeah. So were you just like, man, this batch of guys just like, oh, shit.
What do you mean, like, oh shit, like it was complicated, or
like you just see the bunch of them standing there in the yellow steps, right, or yellow feet, and you're just like, this group here is gonna be trouble.
Well, you know what? Every group, you got to always find out what people are strong at, what they're good at, and help them accelerate in it. When you do that, you get an opportunity to be very successful because if somebody's doing something they want to do, or you're encouraging them to do something to be more successful, they're actually going to be better for you. So I had an opportunity to really take some of the skills I've learned to be able to go ahead when I was instructing to get people on the right path. And I've actually seen them in later years and saw a lot of them are successful. Yeah. A couple of them ran for Congress. A couple of them did other things. And I got a lot of great accolades because of it, because it's just helping people understanding them and what they're good at and what they're going for.
Yeah. Did you ever take the brown, was it a brown round, do they call it, the hat? You just kind of poke somebody in the...
Well, what do you mean by the drill instructor hat when you step up in front of people? You know what? I kill with people with kindness, but also leadership is always by example. The one thing I loved about being a recruiter when I was in the Marine Corps is that, I mean, when I went to the school, I held that higher standard. Like if you couldn't get on my pull-up bar and do 20 pull-ups, I didn't even want to talk to you. But I was also the recruiter that it didn't matter if you joined the Marine Corps. I was going to do what's best for you. Again, like how I just told you, finding out what they're good at and what's going to benefit them the most. A lot of people, if they wanted to learn how to be aggressive and assertive and then start attacking that kind of stuff, then I sent them in different directions. You know, it's what they benefit or what they needed. If they already had and they're already aggressive and assertive, I sent them out to the Air Force. What's so funny about that? Oh, never mind. Now I
know. We have two other fellow veterans standing around. The only reason they haven't left is because it's raining outside and they're on their bikes. So, but they don't want to be seen on camera because of what their jobs were, I guess, or they're wanted. They might be both. Now you are a mail carrier, a police officer, 10 years in the Marine Corps. you spread yourself out pretty thin, didn't you? I mean, especially working, working the mail, being a supervisor, then probably getting off of that and working weekends and nights at the police station.
Well, you know what? Shoot, the military. You always have. I mean, if you served in anywhere, even if you didn't serve in anywhere, but you're in the military, there's some type of form of PTSD. I've always had a sleeping issue. So, I mean, if you kind of look at my accolades in life, I mean, I got a master's degree in business. I've got degrees in psychology, criminal justice, and sociology. I've done a lot of that, and the reason is because I can't sleep at night. So ultimately, I work a job during the day, go to the police department in the evening, and one day a week I'd go in for 4 hours full time to college, and I did that for years. Because I always wanted to take advantage of every moment that I had. And that's put me where I'm at right now. I'm literally, I'm retired at one, going for another. I have great people around me to be able to help me with my police work and stuff like that. But now I'm actually trying to help out veterans get where they need to be, especially filling out the paperwork. I am 100% disabled. So I'm able to get them in the right direction where they need to be, but taking the knowledge that I've learned. So your question originally was, I'm spread thin. Actually, it's something that us jarheads are kind of used to, opposed to the Army people sitting over here. And of course, if Mr. Burke is watching, he's a Navy seaman himself.
Yeah, Chuck Norris.
Actually, I got two Michael Burks that work for me in the Batavia. So it could be either or. One was in the Navy, one was in the Army. So the thing is, it's always fun. We always talk crap amongst each other, but if anybody ever came to one of us and tried to step up to one of us, or if one of us had fell and needed help, that's why we always come around to try to help. That's why it was awesome to get an opportunity to go over there and help you do your job, to be a part of something bigger and seeing another fellow military person do really well. So that's definitely a goal.
Well, I mean, when we were going to Wabansi, there was quite a few of us that were
military veterans. Yeah, we had one. The other young guy, let's not talk about his medical stuff, but he was struggling, and we were able to talk with him. Then you saw another one that was going into the police department, was already 100%. We weren't even there at that point. I mean, I think, were you down at 30 by any chance?
No, at that time I was still at 0.
Oh, but hey, wait a minute, we got to give a plug to our VSO that we like a lot out of Kane County, Mr. Was his last name? Nate Johnson?
Nate Johnson, yes.
Nate Johnson, definitely.
And I found out that he's like ranked number 3 in the nation as
phenomenal
go-getter, get your stuff done and stuff like that. So Nate, a big shout out to you for watching this.
Big shout
and
out.
Your boss was here. He was just here. He bought some coffee.
Wow. So lucky to have those type of people. If you guys are a veteran trying to look to get any type of help, and you need it right away, this is a guy that can make things happen. So
especially if you live in the Kane County area. I mean,
correct. I actually looked into going out to DeKalb to be a VSO, and majority of all the ones that are getting trained actually get sent to him. I mean, that's how good he is.
Yeah.
So I mean, definitely, great guy to look into if you guys ever need any type of help.
Yeah, and there's I should hook you up with Sean.
With Sean?
Yeah, Sean.
What does Sean do?
Sean, he is what they call the unfucker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he takes care of all the paperwork that was messed up. Yeah,
he'll go and get your stuff corrected. He's been that whole route. Been helped out Ross Perot's not right hand man, but he helped out Ross Perot. Did stuff with him. He worked with bunch of congressmen, got legislation passed, stuff like that. But you got something, he knows the ins and outs of how
definitely.
Yeah, he really knows how to do that kind of stuff. And he was here just a little while ago, but he left. But yeah, he's that's why everybody calls him the unfucker. Just gets things on, it's fucked up, he'll unfuck it.
Well, and of course, it was all about challenging the system, what had happened. Sometimes when the paperwork gets messed up, if you understand the keywords and all the stuff that's going, a lot of people do a lot of that research and understand every little element and what is required in each, that they're able to help unfuck it. So, yeah, anybody out there that's willing to help do any type of paperwork is always great.
Yeah. Casey, I'm already 100% hard. Well, just looking at these two faces, I would be too. John Flanagan. I think John runs that part. I think is it John. Then there's Jesus and Steve that is there too. Steve's been there for a long time. But yeah.
Well, we can always do a nice podcast on talking about disability ratings and stuff.
I've been trying to get
people there.
I've been trying to get Nate to come do it, but
Well, I think it'd be more of a conflict of interest with the position he sits in.
do
So
a
with him going and
podcast
doing a
about-
podcast, because I could just see the liability for the state if he were to say something wrong or something that mislead people. So I can see on that. Maybe if he just educates us in the right way, we can go ahead and do it. But I can tell you that, man, there's so many opportunities out there for people to get taken care of. I mean, one thing I did not know, and it's always great little tidbit of information we give up, is if you are at, 70 or 80%, you're able to get up to. You're able to get up to, for when it comes down to property taxes, you're able to go up to $750,000. So, I mean, can you imagine getting a house? Well, nowadays the housing market's incredible. I mean, if you had property and you're selling it, great. But if you're trying to buy it, you're going to spend over almost $125,000 over the asking price because it's so competitive right now.
Yeah. Well, everything I've been reading, I kind of see the bubble starting to burst, and
of course.
I'm starting to see a couple homes out there that usually would sell, like that, and they've been sitting there for like 2 or 3 weeks now. I'm like, people aren't just on buy. Maybe it's summertime, people are on vacation. Who knows? But
Yep. Well, hopefully it doesn't affect it. I mean, if you actually look at it and you take advantage of a lot of these systems, the government's out there to be able to help. I always tell people, I'm very lucky. The little bit of time that I got to serve, that what I got in return, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Not only the knowledge, I travel around the world, the amount of information you get to learn just by cultures and how people live and act. And I got to leave 50 miles from my house, when the average person doesn't get to.
Yeah.
And I think that's the real education. I mean, think about it. Look at what you've learned. Look at where you're at right now and how you've gotten there. Not only the hard work, but the amount of understanding how people are, what the needs and wants are out there, and creating that niche that you've actually started right now with Gun Barrel Coffee.
Well, yeah, I mean, starting it up, when me and Brian started up, it was a thing to, make, kind of help veterans kind of come to something, and then we can make $1, sell everything we sell take $1 and give it to veterans and first responder charities locally. And we do that throughout the whole year. And at the end of the year, we have a bigger check that we give out to other charities,
Yeah, and I like to say that was outstanding. I actually volunteered for the Sweetest Day.
Yeah.
And when you get to actually go and being a veteran and go out there and actually say, we're able to go ahead and even though and I tell people, I don't work for them. I'm actually donating my time for the cause that they're doing and what they're able to give. I was seeing people from DHS, Department of Homeland Security. They came up and actually outstanding. They loved everything about it. Everybody was buying left and right, and giving that opportunity to be able to tell them, do you realize $1 of this purchase right here went towards something that was bigger than yourself?
Yeah.
And that's phenomenal. And Burke, just so you know, Burke, we're looking at your text inside there. I do buy the coffee from here. And not because I actually don't drink it. My wife does, and she loves it. Yeah,
he's come a couple times and said his wife likes to drink it. He doesn't, because I'll probably keep him up all night.
I already got a sleeping problem. But it's not about just believing in the products. It's also about believing in the person. And when I sat there, and that's why I came over and talked to you, I see the hard work that he puts in, the long hours, and when I got to talk to his other associate that they work with. The amount of time that they put in, it's incredible. Yeah. Actually, like I said, I would love to invest only because when you see somebody put out that much hard work, and you see how nowadays to see hard work, it's actually and to see people actually going out there and pushing, especially with this younger generation, it's really going to be a crutch. And I really think you guys are going to go far with what you guys have been doing.
Well, yeah, like tonight we're doing something up in Winnebago County. Picatano, I don't know, something like that. But we're up there. If you guys are watching this from that area, the all-night flea market. Brian's up there right now. As soon as they get done with this, clean up, get out, and I'll be out there. We'll be out there till midnight. I mean, it's an all-night flea market.
And until I get a job, I'll be glad to go out and help. And I'm not, and again, doing it because he's a fellow veteran. And
I'd love to use your resources and, help us do some sales. I mean, I think.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I think what could be done is, something like, Brian gives you that basic thing and
the Excel sheet,
the Excel sheet, and you can play with it, see what you think, and show us some corrections. Who knows? But or give us some advice.
I saw things differently because I've never been in this type of environment.
Right. So,
especially when it came to sales, and it was a great opportunity just picking his brain. I mean, for all the stuff that he's gone through in his life, being able to. I mean, the one thing I always tell people is knowledge is power. And every single day, if you're not learning something new, then you're not learning at all. And I think that's awesome.
Brian started off with his family selling oranges on the side of the road, and then then doing all selling lamps at all these places. So I mean, his parents used to travel all over the Midwest and do these shows, and sometimes Brian would go and his brother, and sometimes they'd stay home because of school. But I mean, so his knowledge of doing all these places, is like, oh man, we should try this one over here, but it's like in another state, right? Like, oh well, we really can't right now. Because you're still working full time. We're here. I mean, he just sent me a message now and he's saying we need more Hua and ZDT. I'm like, I can get you the Hua, but ZDT, I only got 2 bags left.
Oh, it's still sold out left and right.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you though.
Yeah.
What is it that you took from when you were in the Army that you taken and that's made you successful here?
Just being disciplined, keep going. I mean, I work harder at this company. I mean, well, because we own it, but when you work a regular job, 8 hours a day, right? You put in your 8 hours, you're done, you go home. Here, it's 8, 10, 12 hours, 14-hour days, but there's a passion for it.
Correct.
Even though in the Army, I was a mechanic, but if they said, oh, we got to work 12-hour days, get these vehicles up. It's like, oh, well, what else I got to go home for, right? That was your job you signed up for, and you do it. You bitch and complain about it, but as long as you got some chow, come back and do some work. I don't know. It's I say discipline.
Just so you learn good work ethic.
Yeah, good work ethics, and figure out how to manage stuff. Being an NCO, you figure out how to manage stuff, and I mean, I think like most veterans that come back and then we're in charge of multi-million dollars worth of equipment, and then they come back and they're in charge of most employers don't even trust them with a $5 stapler or something.
Oh, definitely. Well, I hate to jump in, but Patrick Casey, he said, what is the question? I don't know who the VSO is. Again, Nate Johnson. Nate Johnson was out of Kane County. They have a new one coming up in Kendall. Kendall is actually good, but that person is, I think they're almost on the way out the door. But the closest one around right now is Nate Johnson. If you guys have any other questions, just you can pop it inside the internet. They'll go ahead and let you know from there.
Yeah, and VSO stands for Veteran Service Officer.
Correct.
So they will help a veteran out.
And this is at free of charge. It doesn't cost you anything.
No.
Yeah, and phenomenal. No. They do all the paperwork for you, help you do stuff, especially if you're a disabled veteran. You have a wife or a spouse helping you in certain ways. They actually qualify for benefits as well.
Yeah, they can qualify for benefits. Your children qualify for some stuff, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. At 100%, the state. When I was a recruiter, the one thing that a lot of people didn't know, if you got recruited out of the state of Illinois or Texas, then we're the only states that actually do veteran scholarship. So when you had the GI Bill, then a lot of people get mixed up. When it comes to veterans scholarship opposed to GI Bill, they're two different things.
Yeah.
So if the state is already paying for your college, then the GI Bill goes in your pocket. So you definitely got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I took a. Well, I think we all took advantage.
I think we took advantage of that. It was a great opportunity. Hey, you know what? The what you put into it, where you put. A lot of people don't understand is when you go out there, you learn how to become a part of a team, a part of something that is bigger than ourselves. That's right. Why it's funny. It's like people are like, hey, why would you come over and volunteer and do all this stuff? And you can do. And if you understand when you get into a fighting hole, what I mean by that is you're out there training with veterans or training with the group, the team that you're so used to, that you want to make sure that they succeed. And I think Michael Burke and all them would tell you, especially when I was a supervisor, I had a thing for veterans. if you're a veteran, I'll do whatever I possibly can, even more and above, to see what I could do to help out. And that's very important, because it's an elite group of people that stick together to help out. So if you're a veteran, when we have these opportunities of going out there and selling the coffee, the thing is, you'd be coming out, you'd hang out with some friends, and you get to do something to where you're helping out the opportunity of, people getting the opportunity to take advantage of that dollar extra that you guys are sending, and whether it's local responders, which, again, being a police officer is a local responder, any of the other stuff that you guys might be donating towards, it's phenomenal. It's an opportunity to be able to help out something, and again, be a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, like today, I mean, I had a veteran that came in there, and I think we talked for about 20 minutes about just different things, Of course. He was just talking, and he was a Navy guy, but just telling me of all the stuff he did in the Navy. I believe he was Vietnam era. I think he was Blue Water, is what they call him, because he did most of the Mediterranean stuff. But it was nice talking to him and talking about all the different ports he was at, and it was just nice listening. I guess sometimes just other veterans just want to talk, right? That's what they want to do, and especially those who seen combat, not even seen combat, but we all just like to talk to each other because we know there's a brotherhood there and a sisterhood.
PTSD, regardless on any type of job that you've done in your life, there's always some type of form of PTSD. But I would hate to say, I think the best, even if you've seen combat or if you're not, just sitting down talking with another veteran and going through some of the stuff that you've gone through, you actually have a connection, and it's easier to overcome some of the elements that you're going through. So definitely, over a cup of coffee, you can sit down and really talk about what's going on. And if you're not a veteran and a veteran, definitely getting in front of others makes it a little bit easier. And Gun Barrel Coffee has that opportunity with a bunch of veterans working for them. That I'm not gonna say there's free time, but people come over here to help out because of what another veteran.
I've had some other veterans come and help watch the store and stuff like that. If we had some vets going on.
You trust veterans? Wait a minute, you didn't trust the Marine Corps. You only trust the Army, right?
No, I guess they were both Army too. Yes.
So
I guess
you're singling us out here.
Well, no. If you want to do the store, I wouldn't care. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to say any veteran. I would have to know you and vet you a little bit.
I'm just talking crap.
Yeah, I know.
Being a Marine Corps, being an Army, so.
Right? Because the two guys that have watched the store have been Army. So.
Oh.
but they've both been SF. Oh. So I can't. We got an SF guy, FF guy right now out here. I don't know if the other one is.
Oh,
who knows? But
I'm just curious. Why is it that in your coffee shop up here up front, where you actually sell out of stuff, why do you go out of your way to have other veterans merchandise in here? Why is that?
That's because given an opportunity for other veterans to bring their stuff here, to sell it and to be known too, right? Because it gives them an opportunity to sell their stuff at our shop, because most of them don't have a space to do it. So we give them a space and they can sell it here, and it helps them and helps us because we all work together, right? So if they're out doing a show and we're out doing a show and we're not the same shows, they're selling our coffee, we're selling their product, and vice versa, try and help each other out.
Well, see, that's a great opportunity. Other veterans helping other veterans. So you can't beat that.
Yeah, no. It's thank you, Patrick. And what was that one? Oh, Burke is going back to work.
He better. He's a postal employee. He's out there delivering the mail. So you better go back to work.
You're on the clock.
I'm not your boss anymore, but I would have got on you for it.
Now, I always, every time we get our mail carrier here, right? They got that device that times them wherever they're at.
Yep. It tracks you. Man, it'll even tell you how fast you're speeding.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it tracks you all the way down to the T. The post office has got you to where even if you sat somewhere for 15 minutes, it's going to automatically send a bing back to the supervisor. We're going to know, and that's why we'll get back on you. So if you ever notice your mailman now isn't going to sit there and talk to you as long as we're used to.
Yeah.
It isn't like back in Cheers days where the mailman was sitting inside the
have a drink and then
having a drink. Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way anymore. So if your mail carrier ever runs away from you after a certain amount of time, he doesn't want to get in trouble. He or she.
So how long of a lunch break do they get?
Well, it's actually, of course, you only get a half an hour lunch break.
Correct.
So, of course, if your scanner's sitting in one spot for 32 minutes, I'm going to know.
Get it.
So, well, not me anymore, but yeah,
Right.
the post office has that ability.
Now, I know the vehicles they drive now, the whatever they call them.
LOVs?
Yes. Has no air conditioning.
Oh my God, it's torture.
Just
torture.
But the new ones, like the minivan ones they have coming out, I've seen somebody driving the new one.
Well, Craig, but it's kind of hard to do mounted out of those type of vehicles.
Is it?
And then you can't. I mean, because the other vehicles, the LOVs, actually have more room in the back. With nowadays, with all, I mean, even just getting your product out, I noticed it. Well, the post office actually used to be always just for letters and flats. That was their main goal. I mean, we actually lost a lot of our packages to FedEx, and we kind of gave it over to them. Now, with the influx, especially with the COVID virus, the back of the mailman's trucks are full. And I mean, they were used to working with 20 to 30 packages. Now they're talking 500 packages. So not only did it expand the day, it made everything harder. So those vehicles that you're talking about, I'd love to be in the AC, but I want to work with more in the back so I don't have to go back and forth, waste a lot of time, and then not get it as quick to the consumer or the customer.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of rough the last couple of years.
I used to like when they had the old Jeeps.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. The Willys, the old Willys,
the old Willys, the old World War II.
Yep, veteran. Yeah,
Korean. Yeah, should have bought one when I had a chance.
There's a lot of things I wish I would have.
Yeah, I know.
Amazon. I would have bought in even though I worked for the post office.
Amazon and Google and
back in Amazon 2005, midway through the year. What did they say? $10,000 would have gotten you $4 million now. Incredible. But hey, that's just the same thing as $10,000 in the stock. If you were able to sell it, I'm sure we'll blow up here, and they make just the amount of money.
Yeah, I mean, this year we're doing really good. I mean, we're I want to say I think we're ahead of last year, if I remember correctly. I have to ask the accountant.
So wait a minute, how many years have you been in business?
3 years here, a total of 4 years, almost 4 years.
The average business to fail is after 5 years, right? Well,
Correct.
Up to 5 years.
Yeah.
And you guys are already making profit and moving past, right?
Yep. Well, you know what?
You have to close it up.
I think those guys left, and just sit here and talk for a minute, and
let me move out the way.
Let me go take care of these people. Carry on the show.
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy that getting an opportunity to be able to help out other veterans. And I highly encourage everybody else to have that opportunity as well. Whether you're either helping a veteran, talking to them, or getting them in the right place, or just trying to help a veteran take off. The one thing I can say is almost every veteran that I do know is they're out there working hard. They work long hours, and they're not afraid to stand up and fight for your guys' rights, whether it's working in an environment. And I said I had a couple guys that worked for me that were veterans that are union reps because they don't like to see people get taken advantage of. And it's funny because that's the character that they've been taught and that they've been put into. So getting that opportunity is always great. Again, I came out to help the Gun Barrel Coffee Company because of the ethics and the culture that they created. It's an awesome opportunity for them to move up, but it's also a great opportunity for us veterans to come and talk and really relate to them and have an opportunity. And they're still on the smaller level, so you get to work with people individually on a smaller level to be able to understand where you start from before people take off and become some super group and they forget where they start. I don't think that this group right here would do something like that. I really like them a lot. Let me see. What do we have? Sal has always been easy for me to talk with, and picked up my coffee every day for 4 weeks, and I'm in the Army. So that's Patrick Casey. Yeah, it is cool when you go see a military veteran and somebody that you built a rapport with. I honestly buy more of my products from veterans owned. Not that I have anything against everybody else. I just want to get them the opportunity and help out a fellow brother. Rather, I'm not in the fighting hole with them anymore, but we are in the fighting hole out here trying to deal with some of the stuff that we go through in life. and having the opportunity to be able to help out another person when other organizations like the VA has been able to help me and help me get to where I need to be, which is phenomenal. I wouldn't have the college education and or the opportunity to get where I've been if I didn't have the VA or any of that and what's going on. But yeah, no, Patrick Casey, it seems like that you got a lot going for you with going from the Army. But if you need any other help with talking with what you're going through in life or having you help you set up, especially with finance, that's my background. I got the MBA in it, and I'm really good at helping people accelerate, either go with their home loans, trying to get it from a 30-year down to a 7-year. You can almost do that. Just say, for example, off $100,000 loan, if you had an extra $150 a month, you can almost accelerate that 30-year loan all the way down to 7 years. A lot of people don't know how to do that. They don't teach you it in schools. Like I tell a lot of people, if you looked at the top 100 richest people in the world, you think the Bezos, the Jeff Bezos, you think Bill Gates, you think those, but majority of them in the top 100 are all bankers, and they're there for a reason. They know what they're doing, how they're doing it, and a lot of us on the lower end never got the opportunity to learn that and make our money work for us. So yeah, no, again, being a veteran, I learned all that, and I got the opportunity by going to schools, and I got the opportunity because people believed in veterans. So it's all about giving back at this point. So when we run into this, if you guys ever need any type of help, again, I got a funny name, it's Chuck Norris. You can come over here and see me from Sal and go from there. But again, let me see where he's at. Looks like he's finishing up front, and he'll be over here in a minute. And we can go from there. But let me see. Does anybody have any questions that maybe I can help answer? Like I said, I do have an extensive knowledge being a police officer as well. I worked for a few police departments, and I have since the 90s. I worked for the government and have since the 90s. So I have an extensive background, plus knowledge in areas of finance, human resource, and other certain little areas. So yeah, if I can help out in any way, let me know. I don't charge. I like knowledge is power. More you get off, the better you do. And in life, when you move on, it's about what you did, not what you got in life, meaning material wise. So I'd be glad to help out anybody. But it looks like, yep, nope, he's still over there. Nothing's popped up, so I don't know if anybody's came in and had any other questions. Again, let me see. I recommended them from everyone. Yeah, so what we'd love to find out about is how people like Gun Barrel Coffee opposed to some of the other ones out there. So like I said, knowledge is power. What you gained out of it, what you know from your livelihood, and able to give back feedback to us, you're able to make us more successful because of it. Not us, I mean them more successful. But I like to sit down and break down things and analyze it. I'm going to be able to help them in that way. But with your guys' feedback, that would definitely help us out as a group. What I mean by that, military people trying to be more successful. Trying to get up from not having the opportunity or giving people strengths in certain areas so they can overcome some of the difficulties in their own personal life. So here, it looks like he's coming back. Give me 1 second. I have to get up because he's gained a little weight.
Yeah, we all gained some weight.
Yeah, definitely at an age.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at time-wise?
Oh, well, I don't know. You were talking about stuff.
Yeah, so where are we at?
I mean, we can end it now if you want.
Well, no, actually, my question is...
Yes, what's your question?
My question. It's
Why
all
is
about...
that doorbell keeps going off?
Because people keep on coming in.
I know.
You're become famous, right?
I know.
Do I need to go up there and you get to talk for a little bit?
No, you're talking great.
No.
You got that sales.
Ran out of content already.
Did you already?
Yeah.
Well, what question do you want to ask?
That we've already talked about your drive, where you got it from being in the military. But what has veterans done for you when it comes to helping you push yourself to get a little bit further. Have you had that type of push? Have you had more of them gather around? Regardless, I'm not talking help you financially. I'm not talking all this stuff. Have you pulled strength from other people? Because I've seen a lot of veterans kind of hit the wall, and they haven't gotten anywhere from that.
Well, I would say with other veterans helping out, like the American Legion and the VFW, just getting joining those up and being part of that, and then they're like, hey, we got an event, you want to be part of it? Sure. They help us out and we help them, just like we did for the American Legion during Swedish Days. They let us, even though I'm a member, but they let us use a part of their area during Swedish Days. And so this Monday, when we go and present them a check for the sales that we did, that's part of giving back. It'd be a nice check for them.
The one thing I noticed is whenever I belonged to the Marine Corps League a long time ago, but every time I went in there, I'd always see like Vietnam veterans, but I wouldn't see any of the younger ones anymore. What's wrong with the generation nowadays? Is this like I know they all drink, and it's definitely a cheaper drink, but
I also think too, is just like the Vietnam veterans didn't join when they all got out. Oh. It took them years before they joined. I don't know, maybe, that's a question that's asked by both the VFW and the Legion and probably other places that still have, because the Vietnam guys, are in their 70s, 80s now, and dying off. You still got a couple Korean and World War II guys. Those are going far in between. I don't know how many more years they got, maybe less than 5 or 10, but just saying. But Vietnam guys, I think they got harassed by the guys from World War II, right? And the Vietnam guys might be not saying harassing them, but this is our club now.
We all have social groups. And for every area that we came from.
Yeah, for us, Iraq and Afghanistan, so we can all relate to each other's. I would say down in probably in the next 10 years, I'd say more of them are going to get old enough, right? Because some have families, right? And you have families, it's hard to get out and do stuff.
Just like I said with families, I'm just curious. A lot of people don't know, especially the younger generation. You're not just going there to drink. What else do they have?
No, a lot of them have opportunities to become officers in there, to run it. They plan on doing community stuff. The Legion and the VFW are both stuff that help to make the community better and do stuff for the community when they can. Both of them do flag burnings, right?
Oh yeah,
legal flag burnings, not the ones you see on TV,
television. Yeah, it's very disgraceful.
You're right. They do it the proper way of getting rid of the flags. Different ceremonies.
They can
events.
Also get information like where the VSO would
yes,
be, right?
Yes, they can help do that too. Lead you in the right path.
How did you learn how to get? Because of course, when I knew you said you didn't even have a disability rating or anything.
No.
Where did you learn all that information or get that information from?
Well, talking to other veterans like you.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
And you realize that there's other opportunities out there for you, right?
Right. Well, because when you get out, you like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah, it's all about the pride.
Yeah,
definitely about the pride.
Like the pride, right? And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh man, that, like for me, sometimes my big toe hurts, and I know I had 2 hairline fractures on my big toe. And I suffered those in Korea. But I don't know from.
Wait a minute, where were you at? I was in Pohang, Korea.
Pohang? Where the hell is
Pohang.
that? Pohang.
Yeah. It's where the ROC Marines were stationed at.
No, we were I was at Camp Hovey, second ID. So we were 12 miles from the DMZ.
Huh, crazy. Yeah, we were sitting on north-south border.
Oh. But yeah, Korea wasn't bad. I like Korea.
But I just derailed you. My bad.
That's what
I get stuck
sometimes.
in the train of thought. But yeah, no, the opportunities of these VFWs and clubs like that. Yeah. Not only is it for the individual, but it's also for the family.
Yes,
families have great opportunities.
Yes.
But look at even the local one here that we had over where we set up our tent and did the Swedish Days. They gave you opportunities to be able to set up on their property.
Right.
To become more successful because they wanted to see you become successful, right?
Right. Most as a veteran to veteran, I guess you'd say,
Yep.
You know, I don't want to say, you know, we do have, we're all about helping each other out, right? We're still a brotherhood and a sisterhood. You know, when I respond to somebody, hey, what's up, brother? Hi. So hope you're doing good, brother. Same thing if it's a female, you say, hey, I hope you're doing good, sister, you know, stuff like that. It's all about that. And it also kind of helps. Yeah, I know that little fly.
That fly, man.
It's just a community.
Well, correct. And you know what? I hate to say it, our community, when it comes in, we're able to take all the collective thinking, put it together, understand things. Everybody's smart at something.
Yeah.
And bringing that knowledge together, I think it helps us out totally, right?
I mean, you know, you get out and you find something like the commander does cybersecurity, right?
Wow. Yeah.
You know, and he was an SF guy. He does cybersecurity. Everybody has, you know, probably got out to do their jobs and got educated, and but we all have that common core that we all served. And
I'm just curious, when you're at the VFW, if you asked anybody for help, what's your average response?
Oh, most of them were willing to help. I mean, even at the Legion, VFW, you know, you need help, and it's the same thing with them. I mean, if they ask for help, you try to help out. I mean, the VFW here and the Legion here, as I told them, I go, I'd love to help out more. I volunteer, but as I told them when I joined up, I go, I got the business. I'm gone most weekends, doing stuff. You know, I try to help out when I can. And, you know, they're always like, hey, don't worry about it. But, you know, we got an event. You want to bring your coffee here? And I'm like, well, you know, one of us will be here. We'll try it. We'll try to make those events. But, you know, when we got events with thousands of people, it's
well, yeah,
it's
you got to, of course, make the coffee.
And
so you got to have somebody doing that, of course.
Right. And, you know, and there's only, I mean, there's two of us that run the whole company. One, you know, and both of us can roast. And you know, Chuck helping out during Swedish Days, that was a big help, especially for Brian being there, because there's two people, and sometimes, you know, you have one person there and you got all these crowds, and people are like, so you'll see some people, even with two people, you see somebody walking away, right? You're like, oh, well, you know what? They couldn't wait. But, you know, you're talking to this person, help this person out, this person needs this ground. You know, you're sitting there grinding 4 or 5 bags. You're like, I can't really help you because I'm grinding and I can't really talk at the same. You can talk at the same time, but, you know, I mean, and people want, you know.
It's about helping others. And of course, the VFWs and all that, reaching out to help you. You're able to go ahead and give back. And that's the key thing. That's one thing I love about Toys for Tots.
Yes, Toys for
working
Tots.
Your buns off. I got to do that for about 10 years. And you know, when I was able to help, I grew up very, very poor. I mean, I literally had no socks going to high school, and the only way I went and did the track and field events is a lot of my coaches actually paid for all that for me. But I got to take advantage of things when I went down to the Hesed House in Aurora. That's where I live close by that. And I was able to go and Toys for Tots showed up with all these toys. You'd be surprised. A bunch of bikers on bikes, but here they are coming from the VFWs and stuff like that, trying to help support and help out their local community. So, yeah, you know, it's a tight-knit community, you know, being able to go to the VFW and stuff like that. But even if you were you weren't a veteran, you know, with your father, or your dad, or your grandfather, and then they invite you in. I mean, because
the sons and daughters of the Legion, sons and daughters of the VFW, something like that, right? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity, and there is. I mean, there's the I don't think they call it the wives of the Legion, is there?
Well, they have
the auxiliary.
The auxiliary.
Wives. Yeah. You know, and like the one we have here in Geneva, they, you know, we do like a dinner. We do a lot of different events there. The VFW here in Batavia, you know, they got Queen of Hearts every Sunday. Queen of Hearts are on Friday. And then starting on the 16th, there'll be free music at the Batavia 1197 post. That's for the VFW. Every Friday night there'll be riffs on the river, they call it. So there'll be music, food, adult beverages, family fun, kids drinks, you know, that kind of stuff like that. Then Sundays they have Texas Hold'em.
Oh yeah, that's
you know. But yeah, if you're in the area, come check it out. Friday, I think Fridays starts about 6. Texas Hold'em on Sundays start at 10 a.m. or 10:30, something like that, and it goes on till 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Wow, crazy.
So it's crazy, but but they're professional dealers and stuff like that do stuff.
Well, one thing I do like to give a plug to is wives, man. My wife has to deal with some crazy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Man. I mean, not only do we work long hours, but we get very frustrated. I don't know how wives make it.
Mine. She understands, but you can tell some days that they're a
little bit struggling.
And you try to make it a little bit easier for them. Like, okay, hey, let's go out to dinner tonight, or yes, you had the kids all day. I'm sorry, and the kids are causing trouble, and gets mad. I'm like, let's go out to eat and let's do something. Go ahead and relax. I'll take the kids for a little. It's like, oh, you're gonna take the kids. So I'm like, I'll take them to the store with me, but I'll come right back home. I'm not gonna. I'm coming home at 6 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock, and it's like I can't do much. And I try to keep take the kids in the pool or something like that, or go in the hot tub and try to relax with them, and spend a little time with them. It's just kind of hard.
I'm about to say, wives, they pull some crazy stuff. I always tell people, don't get me wrong, I wear the pants of the family, but my wife picks them out.
Yeah.
It's an equal thing. And I tell you, sometimes it's a little bit more stressful for them than it is I'd like to say for us. I mean, they got to deal with our craziness being prior military.
Well, it's, it's just like the wives that were, when if you're you get married, and, there's good wives and bad wives.
Oh,
right?
That's everywhere you go.
Yeah. Because divorce in the military tends to be pretty high,
really
especially
high,
due to deployments
and stress.
Yeah, and stress. And
I'm not gonna lie, man. And I mean, you got to look at it. And the average woman, they don't have the attractive guys walking around as much as they do on bases that are sitting there. I'm sorry, you get to select from all throughout the United States in one little area.
Yeah, that's true.
So I feel bad.
And and that probably goes the same thing with males and females that are that join.
Of course.
Females that join and are getting divorced because of the husband doing something.
Of course.
Vice versa, and it just happens. But how would you say it? But you find those good ones that last 20 years. Somebody being in the military and supportive, and
I think they qualify for PTSD. I'm sorry.
They probably should.
Wow. But hey, to wrap this up though, because I got prior engagements. But then you don't mind if I close out a little bit?
No, go ahead, close out, Dan.
The one thing I'd like to know is if you guys are listening, or if you guys got any other ideas to be able to help veterans go ahead and develop even more. Even if you guys have ideas, please send it through the website. Let us know. Kind of shoot us in the right direction. If there's something you guys like to talk about, whether it is finance or understanding a little bit about military or understanding PTSD with how we've dealt with it and coped with it and our livelihoods, please let us know. If you'd like to come up and try to volunteer to help out and just become part of something bigger than yourself, we definitely have a little group over here. If you want to go even further, we can introduce you to those places like the VFWs and stuff that we definitely feel comfortable about.
Yeah.
It's all about helping each other out, being part of something bigger. And man, you look like you pulled out a Hitler thing on that one.
Oh, no, I was waving by. Whoa. It kind of probably does when I was going like this.
Or you trying to knock off a hat I don't wear. But hey,
I thought I saw a fly.
We all like to be a part of something. If you guys want to know a little bit more and you guys want part of something, just let us know. And then we'll go ahead, look up this stuff, read on it, and we'll go ahead and set up a better podcast later on down the road.
Yeah, and two, if you know somebody that wants to carry our coffee, I don't know. We do a lot of mom and pops, gun stores.
Ideas are great.
Yeah, ideas are great. I mean,
give us ideas because the thing
not
is,
ideas, but you can get
a
plug, maybe some places. If there's somebody at D5 that would like to carry our coffee up there in Marengo, trying to get a hold of you guys. I guess I have to call over there.
Or hey, you know what? If you guys know somebody that works there through Facebook or any of the other guys' networking connections, let us know. Shoot us a number. Give us a name, something to be able to help out.
We're more than happy to ship coffee off anywhere. I mean, we got 18 different places that carry it. Not all here in Illinois, but throughout the Midwest, most likely. I guess you would say. I mean, we have some places. Oh, we got Arizona.
But don't forget, the more they help out, the more
Yes.
we're able to help out locally,
Yes.
and also other veterans that are out here. And if you care about what people have done for us or done for you, or the people that sat on the gates out there to help you out, you get to actually take advantage to get good coffee and also have an opportunity to be able to say that you did something.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to get there and help us out, we definitely would appreciate it. And we are definitely grateful for your time. But the bell is going crazy.
Yep. All right. So, hey, thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Podcast number 47. It'll probably be remote because Brian will be here. Brian can do a podcast. He'll be here. So, hey, everybody, have a great one. Don't forget, got Space Force, Chuck Norris. I want to thank him. So he was here, and make sure you keep yourself protected and keep your head on a swivel. All right, guys, have a good one.
Bye.